All right. Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. My name is Morgan Heitzma with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is going to be one of our You Choose classes. A You Choose class, it means that you get to vote in for every other Friday's class. So if you're not seeing a class on the schedule that you'd really like us to teach, this is a great opportunity for you to plug that in. And the most votes that we get for every other week, we'll promote that class for you. So without further ado, today's class is all going to be about reports and tasks. So we're going to jump in and we're going to explore a couple different sections within our KW command. And again, if you have any questions at all throughout today's training, please feel free to use this chat box down below. I'll do my best to help address any questions that we have that you have along the way. If by chance I miss any questions that you have, just know that I'm going to stay for a few minutes at the end of class here today. If by chance we need to jump into your account and troubleshoot some issues, please feel free to reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. I'm going to go ahead and throw that email in the chat box down below for you. And last but not least, just know that today's class is going to be recorded here. You can go ahead and find that recording on our YouTube page, and I'll go ahead and drop that link in the chat box as well. Now, today's class is going to be pretty, it might be a pretty short class, but again, some important sections within our KW command. If we have a little bit of time today, I'll also jump into our tasks within our mobile app so you can kind of see what that looks like as well. What you're kind of seeing right here at the very beginning is our login page right here. What we need to do is go ahead and sign in using our KW username and password. And within that, we have our KW command homepage. Now, within our KW command homepage right here, just know that we have a couple different options to take a look at. The first option on the top left-hand corner, if we go ahead and click on our red KW square, this actually a drop down up here for us with all of the left-hand navigational icons available. And these are kind of our navigational pages. Each page is divided up between their specific category. And if we take a look here, we'll see about fourth from the bottom here, we'll have our reports. And our reports are going to be where we can kind of measure our emails, our contacts, our opportunities, things like that. Our tasks right here is going to be third from the top. This is going to be where we actually create a specific tasks to manually remind us to perform certain functions. As we're taking a look right here, you have a couple other options when we talk about our tasks. There is going to be a task within our mobile app, and we'll get to that here in a moment. But let's first go ahead and jump into our tasks. Again, on the left-hand side right here, we'll go ahead and give this a click. And we're greeted with our task page right here. Our task page, it may not quite look as full as ours right here, but again, if you don't have anything in here, that's perfectly fine. We're going to actually go through and learn how to kind of create tasks and then also kind of see where other tasks may populate from, say your smart plans or other sections like this. Now, when we take a look at our tasks on the top left-hand side right here, you'll see that you have your to-do, your completed, and your archived right here. Now, these are going to be where we kind of find tasks that are currently available for us to do. Again, once we mark these off on the right-hand side right here, once we give this a click, we can go ahead and complete it, and then it'll move over to the completed. So now, as we're taking a look right here, on the top right-hand corner, we'll create a new task. It's pretty self-explanatory. You have about three different options. You have a call task, a text task, and a other task right here. First and foremost is going to be the task name. As we're taking a look right here, we can really create anything. So if we're looking to create a task to reach out to a specific contact for, say, gathering information, I can type in reach out to get email address. So say I have a lead here. I only have a phone number. I want to reach out and kind of get that email address so I can start sending email marketing. I can just simply type in this task name right here. I can link a specific contact, and now we also have the opportunity the opportunity to link opportunities as well. So I'll just link a specific contact right now, and as we are taking a look, I think I have a fake contact in here. let's see here, fake. There we go. We have fake name. We're going to choose to add a task to this individual contact that's inside of our database right here. So I'm going to choose to reach out to fake name because I don't have an email address for this contact yet. And so what I did is I linked this task to this specific contact here. You can also link more contacts as well. So again, if you have to claim, if you have to gather email address in this instance for a number of different contacts, you have the ability to do that as well. So in this case right here, you can just continue adding additional names right here. So next, again, once we actually add our task name and our contact or our opportunity that we're linking this task to, then it appears for a call, text, or other here. So again, this allows us to say, is this a call text? Is this a text task, or is this something completely different? In our instance right here, we may actually choose to call this contact right here to gather their email address, and it may just be easier. Reach out to fake name to get email address to start marketing. So this is all we really need to do. Again, they also provide an additional option here for us to add a hyperlink. So again, if we wanted to add a hyperlink, say to a client appreciation event, to a landing page, to something that helps us with this task right here, maybe you have an external spreadsheet that you want to be able to plug additional information into as well. So right here, you have the ability to just kind of grab a hyperlink and place it right here. And then now as we move forward, that link will be available for us as we're looking at this task right here. Next, we have our priority level. So our priority level, it really indicates how urgent is this task right here. So again, it starts off with none, but you have a low priority, a medium priority, and a high priority. So taking a look at this right here, we'll scroll down, and then we have, let's actually do a medium priority for this. Well, actually, let's do a high priority because getting an email is pretty urgent for us. So a due date right here, this is going to be, when does this task come due? So today is the 10th right here. So I can say this task is due today. I can also forward date it to say maybe a week from now. However, again, we cannot backdate tasks just because those dates have already been completed. So we can't really kind of complete a task on a previous day. So, so we'll go ahead and apply this right here. Does not repeat, or does this repeat every so often? So again, this is a fantastic opportunity right here to say, is this a client appreciation event task, right? To remind you to send out those client appreciation invites, right? So we can actually do yearly on November 10th. So that way, every year when it comes time for our Pi giveaways, we have the ability to already have this task set up and ready to go for us. So again, we can choose to repeat it daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly, or we have a custom option as well. For this instance, again, I'm going to choose does not repeat right here. We'll go ahead and click on create. All right, so once we completed that, so you'll see again a number. I have about 169 different tasks right here. Again, you may not see that many, but again, on the right hand side right here, we have past due, due today, due in the next 7 days, due later, and no due date. So this allows us to be able to organize this a little bit better. You'll see most of my tasks are kind of past due. Once you create a task, let's actually look at this a little bit closer here. The task name is going to appear on the left-hand side right here, followed by who the contact or opportunity it's linked to. Moving over here a little bit further, it was assigned or created by blank, right? So in this case, it was created by Scott. We're in Scott's account right here. We didn't. We did pull these ones from a smart plan, but again, Scott created the smart plan. So again, it just kind of lets you know who created and who's assigned, and then of course that priority level that we just discussed. And then last but not least, you have your due date, and then that indicator if it's coming due or if it's past due, or if it's due a little bit later. So again, pretty self-explanatory. It has a pretty good amount of information, but it doesn't do too much in terms of bogging you down with the information that you don't necessarily need. And then again, last but not least, we have these last two options on the right-hand side right here. We have that plus button that if we go ahead and give that a click, it'll say that we've completed our task. And then we have these three dots on the right-hand side right here. We'll give this a click, and then you'll have edit, reschedule, add a specific note, or archive, which is that soft delete right here. Once you archive a task right here, again, it'll show up in that archived on the top right-hand corner here. So it'll show up right here. So again, we're in our to-do tasks right here, tasks that we have not done just yet. I'm going to organize to do today. I'm going to give that a click here. And then you should see that email address, reach out to get email address task right here that we just created, because we did create it to be due today. So you see that due date. So, and then again, doing the next 7 days, we don't quite have anything. Due later, don't quite have anything. And then we do have some tasks right here that are no due dates. So due today right here, we'll take a look at this. I would like to kind of again state that that you will find a task that you can manually create in here, and you'll also find tasks within your smart plans as well. So if I go over to smart plans right here, and for example, if I were to create a smart plan, you'll see this is a completely blank smart plan right here. We'll go into the library and check that out as well. But as you see on the right-hand side, the first option is create task. So again, you will have the ability to auto-populate tasks within your task section in Command based off of certain smart plans as well. So again, once we set a contact up on the smart plan, the first step, they're going to be getting a task, but in all reality, that task is going to go to our task section for us to complete for that client. I hope that makes sense. So again, this will be another method to get auto-populated tasks into your task section. Backing out one more time, let's go ahead and take a look at what this would look like inside of your library if you were to claim some as well. So let's go ahead and say, let's view the steps to this really quick. So this right here is a touch task. So again, interact task with contact. And if we hover over this right here, the first thing that it says is request buyer's address and send to operations. So again, the first thing right here in the smart plan is a touch task. It's going to populate a task inside of your task section in Command, and it's gonna populate that information for you to reach out to claim that for your clients. So again, smart plans is a way to claim tasks. And then so again, another thing that we saw relatively recently is the opportunity tasks as well. So let's create one more task here. We'll create a new task. Task name. We'll create an opportunity task, and then we can link a specific opportunity. So again, we have our listings, buyers, landlords, and tenants. So again, let's see if I have a 123 Main Street. There we go. So I'm actually going to link this this task to this opportunity right here. I'm going to click link. And then again, you'll have an opportunity phase and stage where you can actually see when this task is going to populate into your task section right here. So again, really cool. If you know you're waiting on like staging, showings, negotiations, if you always have a specific thing that you do during that time, or really any time within your opportunities, you can go ahead and create these on that behalf. So again, a great example is maybe in the cultivate watch section, the moment a brand new lead comes into your database from clicking on your social media ad, maybe you want to create a task to reach out for additional information, right? So so this will really allow you to set up and automate a number of different things within your system. All right, so as we're taking a look right here, that's pretty much the only difference that we have. I can click on create. I didn't add any description, but again, as we're kind of taking a look, I don't know if I added a date either, but we have an opportunity task. Again, due dates today. So we have two different tasks right here for us that again, that we can kind of take advantage of. If we click on this right here, it'll open up all that additional information that we pre-populated. So in the opportunity task, for example, we didn't add a hyperlink or anything, so there's nothing right here for us to be able to click on. But if you were to add that hyperlink, you'll see it show up right here for us. So again, we can kind of open that up and it'll direct us to wherever we need to go. All right, a couple other sections that before we navigate away from our task section right here is we have filters. So if you really want to filter based off of specific tasks, we can do that as well. So I can filter based off of whatever's due today, much like I was clicking on the right hand side. But say I wanted to only focus on the high priority tasks right here, I can go ahead and apply these filters and it should show those high priority tasks here. Scrolling down a little bit further, you also have the ability to say, I only want to see the tasks that I need to text or call somebody. Again, we can go ahead and adjust that here. And then one step further, if you wanted to create a filter to only see your opportunity tasks or only see your contact tasks, depending on what you're focused on at that point in time, you can go ahead and toggle that accordingly. Then last but not least, you'll see a created by section. And this is kind of what we saw or what we navigated to, when we went to Smart Plans as well. We do have our opportunity tasks because, again, that's a newer feature that we've added here. But you also have your tasks that you've personally created just by that create button. And then you have Smart Plan tasks. Again, the tasks that are pre-populated by those Smart Plans that we took a look at. So again, you can kind of filter it based off of whatever it is that you're currently focused on at that point in time. Or again, if you wanted to, I'll clear this filter out right here. If you wanted to search based off of a specific task in general, for example, I'll just type in opportunity because I know I wrote out opportunity task. Whatever the title is of that task that you created, you can go ahead and search for it right here. So if I type in email, you'll see all the different email tasks that I have generated here. Alrighty, so I think that's pretty much about it in terms of our tasks right here. Give me just a moment. Let me see if I can plug in my mobile device and see if we can kind of take a look at what that looks like on the mobile app. All right, almost done here. All right, perfect. So I think I have my mobile app up here. Thank you for your patience. As we're kind of taking a look here, let's see this side by side. So I do have the mobile app on the left-hand side. We do have our tasks on the right-hand side here. I'm just signing in here to Scott's KW command. It's a little blurry over here, but again, it's enough for us to at least be able to take a look and see what that task kind of look like over here. So taking a look side by side, and let me zoom this up a little bit more so we can kind of see this a little bit easier. So on our mobile app right here, we have due today, due soon, and past due. So again, this is the KW Command mobile app. It's the red app with the white KW logo. It's going to take your same KW username and password here. And again, all I did was sign into Scott's mobile app. It's pretty much identical to the KW Command desktop version. Only there's a few features and programs that may not be capable of being implemented into a mobile app, like designs or things like that. But as we kind of see right here, the biggest difference to take a note of on your mobile app versus your desktop is the orientation. So as we can kind of see, mobile apps kind of have that portrait style view, and desktops have the landscape style view. So again, in terms of mobile app versus desktop, things are going to be rearranged a little bit differently. But as we're kind of taking a look here, they should still have all the same sort of information. So again, on your mobile app, this is your dashboard right here, right when you sign in. Again, you're going to have tasks. Whoops, let's back out here. You're going to have tasks at the very top. Remember those 2 tasks that I created. So that due today. Oops, let's clear this filter here for a second. And then due today. And so oh, here we go. So I don't know what happened to the opportunity task right here, but I have email. There we go. Let's actually delete the word email here. There we go. So I have these two tasks that I created, one for the opportunities, one to get my email here. Again, on the mobile app, if I were to click on due today and give that a click, you should still have those 2 sections right here for us. So they do kind of talk to each other. If I were to say complete a task right here, you'll still have those same check marks as you would on the right hand side right here. So for example, if I clicked on the opportunity task right here and gave this a check, there we go. It'll say task marked as complete. And then on my desktop version, all I have to do is refresh this. And again, it should talk to each other in real time right here. I'm going to go back to due today. And now we only have one because we completed the other task here. So again, really cool. I can create a task for my mobile app right here by clicking on this blue plus button on the bottom right hand corner. And again, it'll give us the same sort of information that we would get if we were to create a normal task right here. So task name, we'll just enter that in. Desktop task on the desktop, and then let's do mobile task here. There we go. And then again, mobile task, let's do a high priority for mobile task right here. There we go. And then we'll do a medium priority for our desktop. I'm going to add another hyperlink here for a desktop task right here. And then we're going to go ahead and take a look at that inside of our mobile app as well. So again, I just created 2 tasks, one task from my desktop, one for my mobile. This already populated in right here. I just need to refresh the desktop one more time. Click on due today. And you'll see all 3 of our tasks here. So clicking on desktop task right here, you'll see that you will have this link right here. We can go ahead and give that a click and it'll open up here for us. So so that would be kind of like the tasks within our mobile app as well. So again, just know that they're interchangeable. This is great if you're on the go, if you're always traveling, if you're meeting new clients and you want to add in some additional tasks. Again, you have that ability to do so right here. One section that I did forget is I didn't link it to anything, so I can add this right here, and then you have your contacts and then your opportunities on the top right hand corner here, so you can actually toggle back and forth between the 2. All right, so now I think I'm officially done with the task sections here today. But again, if you guys have any additional questions, please feel free to shoot them in the chat box down below. I'll be happy to address those. But as we're moving onward here, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the reports section. So taking a look here on the left-hand side, we'll go ahead and click on that red KW square one more time. And scrolling all the way down here, you'll see reports. Kind of looks like a bar graph right here. So we'll give this a click. And we are greeted with our reports page. So within our reports right here, we are divided up between our dashboard, our reports, our goals, our lead routing, our emails, and our texts and calls right here. So first and foremost on our dashboard is kind of a collection of all these other tabs right here. So as we scroll down right here, we can see total records. If we want to just look at our contacts or just look at our leads, we can kind of toggle between these two right here. So we'll toggle between this. We can check out our database health score. How much information do I have on my contacts or on my database? And then we also have our leads right here as well. Our database health score on our leads, it looks pretty good, but there is some area of improvement right here. So, so again, database health score is pretty cool. Again, red means lower than 50%, and then green is 50 to 100% right here. And then again, your database health is information, right? So we can actually see my database. Let's go total records here. My database is really good on the number of emails that I have. But I may need to work on getting phone numbers for my database and my contacts because I have a little bit less than half of that in my database. Addresses are even worse for us over here, but neighborhoods are a little bit better. And then we have no home anniversaries and a little bit of birthdays. So again, tons of area of improvement for us in terms of our database right here. And then again, on the right-hand side right here, if we scroll all the way over here, you'll have a compare button. So we give this a click, we can actually compare with other agents in our market center to see how we stack up against them. But we can also toggle this to agents in your state, all agents in KW, agents in a specific bracket as yours, in any production, in your production bracket and in the bracket above yours, and in the top production bracket. So we can actually see what does a top producing agent database look like in terms of their health right here. So we can actually see that that comparative right here. On the right-hand side right here, we have our sources. So where are these records, contacts, leads coming from? So right here we have 57% come from the KW landing page, 29% came from our KW mobile app or our agent website, and 14% came from a phone import. So again, we can change these sources around. So we can go to cities right here. Again, if we had specific cities, neighborhoods and stuff added, address and neighborhoods, if we're a little bit better on that would populate a little bit more for us. And one last thing is you have the ability to toggle this information between last week, this month, last month, or this year. So you can actually be a little bit more granular and see what it looked like last month versus this month, and so on. So as we're taking a look at this right here, scrolling a little bit further down, you also have your database activity score. And so again, this is the top portion is how much information you have on your contacts, right? The bottom portion is how engaged you're keeping with your database. So right down below here in the green, it says percentage reached out within the last 0 to 30 days. So about 13% of my contacts have been reached out within the last month or so. Moving over here to, we don't really have any yellows, but yellow would be right here in between green and orange. And this would be a percentage reached out in the last 30 to 60 days. So 1 to 2 months right here. Moving forward in the orange, we have percentage reached out in the last 60 to 90 days. And then in the red right here is percentage reached out in the last 91 days or more. So as we see right here, we can actually gauge how much we're, keeping engaged with our database based off of our database activity score down below here. And then again, of course, you still have that compare, so you can compare with other agents in your market center, in your states, in a production bracket. And then again, you can filter based off of specific communications. So SMS, email, calendar, call, note, meeting. So again, we can kind of see over here. There we go. So we have some that we reached out via text within the last 30 to 60 days. So as we're kind of scrolling up here, we have more sections. So again, this dashboard just kind of gives you a catch-all of these other specific options here. We have reports, goals, lead routing, emails, and text and calls. So in reports right here, this will be based off of your opportunities. And for some of you, if you're having trouble with the reports section, I do believe it may be a little bit under construction right now. But again, if you're having any issues with this information populating for you, please feel free to reach out to us. We'll be able to jump in and kind of troubleshoot it for you. And worst case scenario, if need be, we can reach out to KW support for you as well. So as this right here, I don't quite have anything, but again, this is kind of a test account, so I don't really have any appropriate opportunities with information that I've actually completed. So no close opportunities for me over here. But again, you will see the number of new opportunities on the buyer side and then the total of new opportunities on the listing side. Again, we do use this as a teaching example, so you will see that populate kind of right there. Moving over here on the report side, on the left-hand side, you have show opportunity reports, but you also have your database and your goals reports as well. So if I were to click on my database reports, again, this is a more broken down statistical page of your database health score and your activity health score. So right here, you have your database records. You have your health score right here, new contacts, new leads, and total leads right here. So again, we have our year to date on the right hand side, so we can switch this month to date or year to date depending on how you like to view your stats. And scrolling down here a little bit more, you have your activity, you have your sources, and your database fields right here. So activity, we can actually filter this based off of, again, from today all the way up till last month or last year. So we can adjust that accordingly. I kind of want to, let's do all year to date right here. And then our lead sources right here, total number of sources, where do these leads come from? Lead by sources or lead by cities. We can actually do lead by sources, and we'll do the same year to date right here. So it kind of gives us a little bit more information on where our leads kind of came from. And moving over here on the right-hand side, we have our database fields. Again, do we want our leads? So our sources right here, we also have our leads. We can choose based off of contacts or leads right here. So you do have that option as well. And then again, that database field, it's already toggled to year to date, but you can also adjust it year to date, month to date. So everything's set up for year to date, so I can actually kind of take a look and see how my business has been, especially, as we're getting closer towards the end of this year. We may want to kind of take a look at that full year. So moving over from database to goals right here, goals are going to look a little bit different. So we have our profits, our cost of sales, our operating expenses, and our GCI. Again, we can toggle this month to date, year to date, but down below right here, you'll see your goals progress, and then of course that conversion rate as well. So how many leads to contacts, how many contacts to appointments, how many appointments to kept appointments, appointments to agreements, agreements to under contract to close. So we can actually start to see that filter down a little bit more accordingly. this should populate within your as you are submitting opportunities. So this should start to filter out here for you. Again, it's I think it's been a little touch and go here for the last month or so. So again, if you're seeing any issues, again, please reach out to us. But it should update in real time based off of those opportunities. If not, sorry, maybe not real time, but within after transmittal. So I believe within 30 days, if you closed on a property yesterday, it may not show up until next month on these records here. So, and then scrolling down one more time, you also have your opportunities report. So again, how many opportunities, so on and so forth. So opportunities, database, and your goals right here. Now, moving over from the report section over to the goals section right here. So I don't want to get too deep into this because I know that there's a fantastic goals class for you guys. For those of you who still need to set up your 2024 goals, we have a class coming up here pretty soon that kind of breaks all this stuff down and kind of gets you set up for creating next year's goals. But let's take a look at this here for our own sanity here. In our goals on the left-hand side, again, it's titled goals. If we move over here to the right, you'll see 2023 goals and 2024 goals. So this year's goals, and we can set up next year's goals. So if you wanted to set up next year's goals, we can go ahead and click on 2024. And then we can go ahead and click on goal settings right here. And then it should walk you through this process of setting up your goals. And again, won't go too far in depth with this, but again, we have a fantastic class coming up here soon to kind of help you out. But within our goals, we have basically we can adjust our profit goal, how much our cost of sales usually, we can estimate for the year, and then our operating expenses as well. So we can actually adjust that, as well as what % of your business do you think is made up of buyers, how many of listings, and then adjust the cost of sales depending on that percentage as well. So it's really cool to be able to kind of take a look at, set this up, because as you go through the months, I'd say at least halfway through the month, check your revisit your goals and see if they align. But yeah, this really allows you to stay on track with your goals and what you need to do to kind of meet that threshold. In this case right here, you'll see that for this example, 50% listings, 50% buyers. But again, as we go through this, you'll know your business a little bit more than just a split 50-50 ratio. But I'm going to back out of this really quickly here. And we kind of get back into our goals. We're back to our 2023 goals, but as you see right here, it's split between goals versus actual. So we can see the comparative between, if we're keeping on track and if we're going to make that goal by the end of the year. So we have leads to contacts, contacts to appointments set to appointments kept, agreements, under contract, and then closed units. So it kind of flows in a timeline right here. It even gives you this little arrow right here to kind of know that this is that standard flow here. Now, taking a look below right here, you also have your numbers, what your annual goal is. So our annual goal is 13,906, 738, 58, 44, 34, 24, and 19. So we really wanted 19 closed units, but in order to kind of meet that criteria, as we kind of go through, the 4 conversations, we kind of go through and be able to kind of determine, how many agreements do we need in order to get those to be under contract. So scrolling back down right here, we do have the profit tracker. So we kind of jumped into that briefly, but once you set it up, you get to kind of take a look down below here. Again, we can do this year or this month. So we can see actually what our month profit looks like or our year profit. But again, we do have that estimated profit and then our annual profit right here. Sorry, year to date and then annual. So scrolling down here, you do have this timeline. I don't think it's really filled in for us, but you should start to see that kind of filter in through here. But down below here, you also have a couple graphs. Now, the first one's going to be your activity breakdown. So how many smart plans, how many notes, and other things have you completed with your contacts, right? And you can show percentage values if you'd like as well. So if that reads it a little bit easier. Or just the number of activities. Next is going to be your goal conversion rates and your GCI breakdown. Now, these will take place and these will auto-populate as you start to fill in your goals. So once those are completed, all you'll have to kind of do is come back down here, make sure that all of these are correct. So maybe say the moment I claim a lead, what's my probability of closing on that lead? So the moment I claim a lead, I probably have maybe about 3% probability of closing. Once I turn that into a contact, I probably have a 5% appointment set, maybe about 10, 15, 20%, 30, 40%, 80%, and then 100% right here. So, so you'll be able to kind of use your conversion ratios. This is not a good setup ratio right here, but again, this should kind of let you know what your probability of closing would be in terms of getting that closed units. And it also kind of shows you that goal right here as well. So as you see right here, we can kind of adjust that. Right-hand side is going to be your GCI breakdown. Again, your estimated profit, cost of sales, and operating expenses, all wrapped up in this pretty little wheel here for you. So again, you can show based off of a price tag, or we can just go based off of percentages. So we can kind of see that a little bit easier. I think in this term right here, I may go based off of price tag, and then on my activities breakdown, I may go more towards the percentages here. All right, over here to lead routing. So giving this a click right here, I don't believe we have any lead routes set. Oh, there we go. Perfect. So lead routing will mainly take effect on a team account right here, but this is what your lead routing should kind of look like in terms of your activity. Again, this is just a test account right here, so we may not have any actual statistical information. But as you see right here, total leads that were routed, leads that were claimed, leads that were worked, active leads right here, average speed to claim a lead, average speed to lead right here, appointments, under contract, and closed units. So again, lead routing will really only take place with teams here. Teams will be able to kind of route specific leads to specific team members. And again, you'll just be able to kind of view that here. So again, we'll have a full activity kind of breakdown right here. But again, I may not have statistical information to show you. Lead routing set up on the Rainmakers account of a team too. So so again, a little bit different location for us, but again, this is where we go to find those stats. All right, so next we have our emails right here. So every time you send an email out, like an email campaign or something similar to that, you'll also see the statistical information set up right here. So now when we set up email campaigns through our command email, right, we'll have a number of statistics that show up. So we have delivered, undelivered, opened, clicked, replied, and unsubscribed. So you'll have some positive circles, you'll have some negative circles. Of course, we don't want any undelivered. We don't really want any unsubscribed right here. But the delivered, opened, clicked, and replied, those are all the ones that we're kind of looking for here. Now, first and foremost, again, up at the very top, we can actually see what's a campaign, what's a smart plan, and what is just a different other kind of like auto-generated email. So, over here a little bit further, you have all applets, or you can just filter based off of any of these specific sections right here. So say I only want to look at my campaign statistics right now, or my smart plans. In this case, I may actually choose my campaigns right here. Now, moving over here to the month, right? Which month of statistics would you like to view? Again, this is November, so let me go maybe to October here. See if this will pull up a little bit more statistics for us. Not quite. Let's go all applets. There we go. So there was some in my smart plans and others right here for us to take a look at. Now keep in mind, this runs off of Command Email, and Command Email is set up for all agents on their KW Command accounts. You get 5,000 free email sends per month. And if you need more, you can always upgrade your subscription right here. So I'm going to open this in a new tab. It should take us to the marketplace where we can upgrade our subscription here. So you'll see 5,000 free email sends per month, but you can always upgrade from as low as 10,000 emails for $10 all the way up to 50,000 emails for $70. So you have a variety here if you're a little bit of a larger team. Or if you have a large database, right? As we're kind of taking a look right here, scrolling through, this will show you how many emails of your 5,000 or upgraded subscription you've used this month. If things are looking a little bit off, you can always view details right here. We haven't sent any out in October, so as you see, we don't quite have any statistical information. But as we scroll down right here, we do have some, so it does kind of make, because there's smart plans and others. They're not really campaigns here. So scrolling down here, we have our delivery and engagement. Delivered, we can see 100% of our emails have been delivered, 0, which means 0 have been undelivered. But even though all of our emails have been delivered, only about 40% of our emails have been opened up. And of that, 20% have been clicked on. So so we may need to kind of work and adjust. It looks like everything's working well on the automation front of sending these emails out. However, we may need to take a look at our engagement with our clients in order to kind of increase this percentage here. Now, again, taking a look right here, we have 5 emails that were delivered, 0 undelivered. 2 that were opened, 1 that was clicked on, and then 0 right here. And all these grayed out ones, aside from the replied, I think are perfectly fine being at 0. Viewing details right below these here, this will show you which emails that were sent out, and again, you can kind of see that accordingly. This really kind of comes in handy when you need to take a look at who unsubscribed, right? Or which emails have been undelivered. Maybe they were inputted incorrectly. Maybe there's a comma instead of a period, you know? So so again, this kind of gives us information on what's kind of going on with our emails. Last but not least, you also have the ability to kind of take a look at what was marked as spam over here. Again, 6 emails that were sent, but 0 were marked as spam, so we don't really have to worry too much about that. We can view our details here, but again, as there's no statistics, nothing's really going to pop up here. So last but not least, we have our text and calls here. And within our text and calls, this really generates off of Twilio. So for those of you, if you have not set up Twilio yet, I believe the cheapest subscription is about $3.16 a month. And with that, you get a certain number of credits. So as we kind of take a look over here on the right-hand side, again, I'm going to open a new tab. And this should bring us over to the marketplace. And we can kind of view all the different subscriptions here. So 300 credits for $3.16 a month, all the way up to 9,000 credits right here for a little under $66. So, oh, sorry, there's actually one more here. There's for $109, you can get 15,000 credits. So how these credits kind of work is you claim a digital phone number. And with that, you're able to send out automated text messages through your smart plans, as well as through the contact portion of Command by clicking on the contacts profile. So the way this kind of works, though, something to be mindful of is, for example, you get 300 credits right here. 1 SMS text message, so 1 text message up to 160 characters equals a credit. Okay, so if you go beyond the 160 characters, it may turn into 2 credits here for you, or 70 characters if emojis or special characters are included. So it gets even shorter if you start using emojis. So I'd say Twilio is fantastic, especially for like, again, as things are coming up, client appreciation events, as you want to let people know about things. If you have leads that are interested in webinars, seminars, things that you are promoting, these would be great mass text messaging. I probably wouldn't use this on a day-to-day basis just to touch your database, but I would use this for bigger kind of events that you may need to mass reach out to people with. So and then again, a picture message is going to be 3 credits right here. So text message is 1 credit, picture message is 3 credits. So if you send one picture to 300, if you send one picture to 100 people, that equals your 300 credits there. I hope that kind of helps. But yeah, really cool to be able to kind of view and keep track of not only your credit limit, but you're also able to kind of see the messages that were sent, messages that were received, your total messages and total credits. So again, this will allow you to be able to kind of adjust this as needed. Now, I think that may be about it. Of course, you have your month right here. So again, if you wanted to kind of look to see what a specific month looked like in terms of your Twilio, you have that as well. It also allows you to kind of see how credits are calculated as well. Pretty much kind of what I just went over, but again, if you need that little extra information here, it kind of just lets you know how many credits have been used and then how many you have on your rollover. So, and credits do roll over, right? So if you don't use all 300 credits this month, you will have that rollover included. So, yeah, I think that's going to be about it for me here today. I hope this helped you. I know that it was a lot of information. I try to kind of cover just about everything in terms of your reports and your tasks here. Again, thank you so much for spending the time this Friday with me. Again, if you have any additional questions, please feel free to reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Again, I'll throw this email and the YouTube link in the chat box down below. This video will be housed on there in about 24 hours or so. Again, thank you so much and have a fantastic rest of your day.